Hello everyone, it is me, Pui, and I am back today with more Edison, more Dragon Turbo. I am very lucky today. I have not only Mr. Dragon Turbo himself, mwnhydropump, I also have one of Edison's most prolific players, Prostorm, with me, two ROD champions, both top 8'd RBET3 with Dragon Turbo, and I have them both today. Say hello, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's up? Glad to be on the channel.
Glad to have you. So, how about you guys tell me each a bit about yourself? We can start with Hydropump. Just want to hear, who you are, why you play Edison, how you got here.
So I kind of started looking into retro formats around when COVID started, and because it was kind of getting a little popular, I started with 2011 format, and then I soon started doing Edison format after that, and then there was a big Edison tournament, Edison Legends, and I have been working on this deck for a while at that point, and just decided to bring, and I did pretty well in that tournament. But yeah, it's kind of how I got into retro Yu-Gi-Oh! I guess as far as Yu-Gi-Oh! In general, my first regional was actually Edison format back in 2010, so that's kind of cool.
Something always special about going back to the format you were actually playing at the time. How about you, Prostorm? What's your journey like? How did you get to Edison format?
Yeah, I guess just burnout and being tired of Trinity and Goats and looking for something different. Saw some people hosting, Edison format, found it on the Discord, and really enjoyed it. I think I really enjoyed the variety the most. There's so many different ideas to try out. And community's great as well. Just been fun. I feel like, like in GOAT, there's really just 3 or 4 decks you can play. Whereas Edison, we have like 20, 30 different, competitively viable options with different play styles. It never gets stale. And it's just been fun.
Be careful, man. You might just convince me to actually play Edison format. I have to say, if I were to play any deck, I think I'd be playing this one right here. It is an absolute blast. Tell me about this deck, overall. I just picked it up. It looked like a good time. Hydropump, where'd you get the idea from? How did it start? How did it get here?
I was just kind of looking at the card pool a lot when I first got into Edison format. I saw the old deck list and some recent deck lists, and I saw Red Mid's really cool, but the regular dragon, Trap Dragon, it doesn't look too impressive to me. It just kind of looks like a beater deck that can't get around something like a Spirit Reaper. But this deck, I was looking at ban cards, and Super Drew was banned for a long time. And we have trade-ins, cards of constants, card destruction, pretty much everything that made Dragon Rulers really good when it first came out. So I just try to implement some kind of deck. That, I wasn't really sure where I was going at first, but then kind of morphed it into this set everything up with the draw cards and then OTK the next turn. And it's kind of where it originated. And funny enough, I wasn't really sure about the deck bringing it to Edison Legends last year, which is the first tournament I brought it with, and it did really well. Here we are a year later pretty much, and we only changed a couple cards in the main deck, so I'd say the original build was pretty good, but we also made some improvements with this one.
Yeah, indeed. I was just about to ask. So I've put out a video of this deck recently. All y'all should check that out. I'll put a link in the description. But most of these folks should know how this deck works as an idea. You've got these draw engines. You're trying to get the dragons out. You can get a big super rejuve, make a board. But I see some very interesting text here. Some of them I'm absolutely super on board with, and some of them I'm just curious about what you were thinking and how it ended up playing out in the tournament. For starters, we got this lightning vortex. I'll say I thought this was super awesome. Every time I was playing the deck, I kept citing this in. I was like, this probably should be in the main. And I guess you agreed.
In our testing, when I was bringing any Christia build, if I can summon Arc Lord Christia game 1, this deck had 0 outs to it. It just scoops. So we decided we don't want to auto scoop to any deck game 1. So that's why we threw in the vortex, just to have 1 out to main deck Vanity's Fiend or Christia or anything random like that. It's also just helpful for clearing Armor Master, Reaper, if we don't have instant fusion access.
I also see here you have a Clear Vice Dragon. You want to tell me about the Clear Vice Dragon?
Yeah, Clear Vice Dragon, I actually saw the idea from Ghost Rider. It's another dragon turbo duelist. He topped some tournament with it. And I thought it was a good idea because it helps you deal with stuff like Honest, Collude, or just even a really big monster you can't deal with. And it also helps you get that more damage in. So it comes in handy versus stuff like Black Wings or Lightsworn if you just need to get over a big monster. And then on top of that, it's also level 8. So.
I also see a Prime Material dragon here. Prostorm, what's going on with the Prime Material?
Regarding Prime, it's such an important card. At first, it's mostly to deal with Absolute Zero. Because without Prime, you don't really have a way to efficiently kill Absolute Zero and then make a board after. So with Prime, you can just make a board, use Lightning Vortex, or just run over to Ab-Zero in battle, and use Prime's effect to protect your board. It also protects you from TT, Mirror Force, Bottomless Trap Hole, Black Rose Dragon, JD. There's a lot of options. Oppression too. Yeah, if you have Red Med already face up, then you can block Oppression, blocks Icarus, and blocks so much. Also randomly in the burn matchups, it's a free auto win against Chain Burn, Panda Burn, which is kind of funny.
You're hurting my heart right now.
I think the only downside with Prime is it's a level 6, which means it doesn't work with any of the discard spells. But Hydropump and we did a lot of test hands to check basically how often would we rather have a level 8, like White Knight Dragon, and it only came up like 2% of our test hands. So that was too marginal to justify the trade-off of all the versatility that Prime offers.
Alright, well, it's always good to hear when you put in the time and really test what you need and what's not needed. Speaking of things that are missing, I'm noticing that Card Trooper is gone. When I was playing this deck, Card Trooper felt like really good to just keep milling cards, make your averages work better, and also give you, level 7s off of Debris Dragon. I'm wondering where Card Trooper is gone, why you're not playing him anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it was a contentious cut for sure. But in our eyes, it's like the spell lineup is not much to change. And so it's really just Card Trooper versus Prime versus Flamval Guard. Yeah, I mean, Trooper is great for fueling Avarice, for fueling the Stone Excavation. But we just found that, I mean, at least in my opinion, going Black Rose in this deck isn't really that good because you don't have a follow-up play, right? You burn your normal summon, you can't drop Red Med after. You have so many sweepers anyways, like Grenade, Storm, Vortex, so you don't really need a Black Rose. And yeah, that's kind of like our view on it. I don't know if you want to add anything else, Hydro?
Yeah, like you said, since we have stuff like Vortex in the main, unless your opponent just has like a bunch of set monsters, then you don't really need Black Rose. And then if you're going Black Rose, you probably need Instant Fusion to get your dragons out so you can go for the kill shot. Another thing with Card Trooper, I mostly just liked it because it was kind of like a 4th Upstart Goblin, whereas if it dies, you just draw a card. So it just replaces itself really well. It can crash with bigger monsters and get over like a Shura, or crash with a Thunder King and whatnot. And it's just kind of awkward for your opponent to out it, because obviously they don't want to give you the draw. But overall, I think Prostorm and I just decided we don't really need a Black Rose, and then everything else is just has their priority over those little things that Card Trooper provided.
I mean, for example, like I said, if you look at the spells, right, we're not cutting any of the 22 there. They're all non-cuttable. So from the monsters, if you really want the Trooper in, probably looking at cutting Flamval Guard, and that messes up consistency issues with Cards Consonants. It's one less dragon off card destruction to feel Rejuvenation or MSE, and Flamval Guard, you can also just card summon it and drop Red Med. So it just felt like Flamval Guard is better than Trooper in that sense. There's no way we're cutting Drago, Clockinator Drago, because that just turns off Guard and Trag. So really, you're looking at what can you cut? If you cut Clear Vice, that runs into consistency issues with not having enough level 8s. So yeah.
Makes sense. Speaking of having a hard time cutting things, let's talk about your side for a quick second. It seems to have changed a whole load since that original Edison Legends run by Hydropump, and I think anyone who's ever picked up this deck has had difficulty figuring out how to side with it. Because as you said, all these cards feel so completely essential and even, I'd say, comprehensive, that it's hard to figure out what's supposed to go where. So do either of you want to give me any idea on why you chose the cards and how you decide for some of the most popular matchups?
Yeah, sure. I can begin on that. So we spent I think we decided on this deck like 4 weeks in advance, like the beginning of May. We decided we we're both gonna bring this. So we spent a lot of time playtesting with all the different meta decks and building a sideboard plan on Excel, looking at, for each of the decks, how much are we siding in, what are we bringing in, what are the deck's biggest weaknesses. And because it's such a combo-oriented deck, and the engine takes up so much kind of space, you can't really afford to side out most of the engine cards, because then the deck just doesn't function, right? In general, we usually side out both Magical Stone Excavations against DD Crow decks, because you never want to discard 2 cards and just get crowed. That's just the worst feeling in the world. So those almost always come out, and I'd say in most matchups, that's about it. You're really only siding in 2 or 3 cards. The only matchup where we side in more would be Gladiator Beasts. We have like 8 or 9 cards we side in, and that's just because it's a hard matchup. Because a Heraclinos is hard to break. And in terms of the sideboard options, before I go into any more details, Hydro, I don't know if you want to jump on and add anything.
Generally just siding Lightning Vortex in, MST are just generally really good. And again, you don't want to be siding too much, so like a lot of these are just like really just like half the side decks pretty much just for like one matchup for the most part. Whereas like you just really want the deck just to function, and most of the stuff in the main deck's just engine. So you're not really siding too much. You're just kind of siding like a couple cards that might help you out in a particular matchup. So people probably like look at the side and go like, oh god, I don't know what to side. It's just you're just only taking out a couple things and putting in a couple.
Yeah. So for starters, I am wondering about this infamous Glads matchup. What are we doing against Glads?
Yeah, so the main issue with Glads is we don't have bodies to put on the board. So turn 1, they can go Test Tiger into Secutor, make Heraclinos, and that just locks all of our spells and traps. Of course, we can still go like Summon Dragon, Special Red Med, Blue Eyes White Dragon, raid with Heraclinos, but that loses to any Battle Trap, it loses to Chariot. It's just a really hard matchup. So the game plan is to bring in beaters. See all the beaters there, the great stats, 1900, 1600. Just hard for GBs to run over. And then we have the Book of Moons for protection, and we have the Oppressions, which just shuts GBs down. Like, if this card's face up, GBs can't do anything. So then the game plan shifts from we're gonna draw 20 cards and OTK you into we're just gonna summon beaters backed by Oppression and just beat you down, and you're just gonna lose the grind game. And that strategy's done really well in our testing. So yeah, I think we sided literally like 8 or 9 cards for that matchup, which makes sense because it's definitely one of the scary matchups we don't really want to play against. The other matchup that's hard, I'd say Sabers. X-Sabers can be challenging, just because they can hand rip everything. So similar strategy, right? Sabers lose to Oppression, and the level 4 dragons just have such a good stat that even if you Book of Moon them, you can't really run over 1600 defense from the Saber deck. So yeah, that's kind of the thinking there. Everything else is, pretty self-explanatory. Side drills for the machine decks, because if we do brick, the machine decks can put a big clock on us, a really fast clock. Just having that there to trade with their fortresses or gadgets, it's nice. Text, of course, comes in for monster floodgates like Spirit Reaper, Christia, Ryo, Vanity's Fiend, Absolute Zero, Duke Frog Lock, that kind of stuff.
Fossil
Dyna, yeah. Decree comes in for like the Sun decks, that always goes set 5 back row, with bribes, oppressions, that kind of stuff. Zero beat mostly, yeah. And the MVP of the side actually for me is Treacherous Trap Hole, the very last card. This card was so nuts for me, and Sade Hydro as well. We used to have 2 Vortex on the side, so basically 3 Vortex and 55. But one problem with Vortex is it doesn't do anything on your opponent's turn, so you're taking big damage before you can use Vortex, and versus like Black Wings or let's say a Fossil Dino is absolute zero, you don't really want to be in that position. So Treacherous just gives you a way to interact with your opponent, like kill 2 of their cards and basically buy you an extra turn, and it's really solid. People don't expect it. It's fast, so it's faster than Torrential and Mirror Form. It can sometimes target your own cards, like Whitestone, so you don't proc Starlight Road. And yeah, it saved Hydro in one game. I think his opponent went for Iron Chain to deck him out, and he just Treacherous Truffled it. It saved me versus Ben on Fairies, because she was going to go Herald plus a level 4 for Bryo and drop Christia, but I Treacherous Truffled that, and that just won me the game. Yeah, people just don't realize this card exists. I don't think anyone's playing it before.
I have never
There's not
seen
many
this
decks
card
that
before.
right?
This is so cool. Not to mention, I mean, if I'm reading it correctly, it hits sets.
Yeah, it's
Kind of like a double Doublemint.
you can use it to pop Raikou. Like
You can
I remember
pop your
in-
own Draco. If you
Yeah,
have to.
exactly. In one of my games, I popped my own Drago and my opponent's like Nitro Warrior or something, because I had 5-head Dragon coming out the next turn. It's just nice. So you don't have to play the guessing game between Raikou and Dandy. You just pop their set and then you make the correct synchro to deal with it. Yeah, it's nice. It pops Dupe Frogs. It's a cool card.
Awesome. And I guess for the first time ever, I have to actually talk about the extra deck properly. So there's some changes here from before. We've now got Trident Dragon, Exploder Dragonwing, Red Dragon Archfiend, we got Elemental Hero Mariner, and a Colossal Fighter, and a Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. So how about you tell me some of those, and what they are for?
Yeah, sure. So it's kind of funny because usually dragons don't use the extra deck, but here, like, the space is so tight. Like, I kind of wish we had 3 or 4 more slots. A lot of these options are just very niche, like toolbox, but I feel like in a Mud Deep tournament run, you're going to use each of these once, and at least for me and Hydro as well, like, we've used almost all of them over the 2 days, and every time we use one of them for their exact purpose, as for like game. I think we can start with the fusion stuff. It's easier. Mariner, it's such a good inclusion because you can just use it while you have Drago face up. So you can access Bryo because it's not a light or dark. And it's also a warrior. So once it goes to the grave, if your opponent makes Colossal will be 29. So they can't just make a 2800 Colossal and kill 3 red meds in attack, which is something that would suck. Musician King.
It gets under bottomless too. It
gets under bottomless. So if you use Flamwell Guard with Mariner, you can make Bryo and use Pryo, which is pretty important.
We love Pryo.
Yeah, by the way, Pryo doesn't work if you use Whitestone because it's mandatory, so it triggers when sent to the grave for a synchro. Musician King, it's only one purpose, and that's to make Tempest Magician, which, if you saw on stream, won Hydro the Game 3 of Losers Finals, which was pretty insane. Just a way to burn them.
Another cool thing about Tempest Magician and Bryonic is that if you have like a bunch of dragons in your hand, you can go like summon Whitestone into fusion, make Tempest or Bryonic, and then you can just discard all your dragons and burn with Tempest, or sometimes you can do Bryonic just to get more discards, but then you can super rejuve and then get the draws that way.
Seems pretty absurd.
Because it's supposed to say discard in the text, so good way to get super rejuve and dig some.
How about Exploder Dragonwing? What's this doing?
Its main purpose is to out Ancient Fairy Dragon and Spirit Reaper. You make it with the Prime and level 1. It doesn't really come up that often, but Reaper is kind of annoying, so just having another out to it is nice.
Okay, how about Red Dragon?
So sometimes when you play against Quick Draw, they get a bunch of Dandy tokens, making it hard to kill. So I've dropped Red Dragon before to just one monster to kill all their defensive monsters. It's pretty nice. Also, sometimes when you're playing against Light Swarm, you just really need that extra 100 or 200 attack points because it puts them out of AD range. That's come up for me a few times. And finally, if your opponent has a Colossal Fighter, it can be hard for you to get over. Usually my strategy is make something bigger than Colossal Fighter and use Red Med to bring back Clockmail Drago, which then shuts off their Colossal Fighter. And so I'd rather make a Red Dragon Archfiend to crash over the Colossal than make a Colossal and lose my Colossal in the process. So yeah, it's definitely a bit more niche, but it's come up for me a few times, so I figured its inclusion is worthwhile. All of these are pale in comparison to the king of this extra deck. Like outside of biped, it has to be Trident Dragon. This guy gets so many kills in. What's funny is it's so easy to make with prime material and debris. And during our play testing, I think Hydro said he's never made Trident before, and I think he killed me like 5 times out of our first 6 games with Trident. I even had like Necro in the grave too, but this card just doesn't care. And it's so easy to make. I think for me, my first 4 wins of the day, 3 of them were with Trident Dragon. Just absurd.
You can also kill through Gores as well, which is pretty cool.
That's exactly how I was going to describe it, is absurd. I knew there was a card like this somewhere on the top end of the Synchros in Edison, but I just didn't remember what it was. But clearly you guys found it. You found a way to consistently make it. And yeah, this card seems like it can kill an opponent on its own, which is pretty great. So I guess that's basically everything of the whole 70. I'm really excited to get a game win if you guys are both down. I want to get your guidance, see all those little moments where I would probably, brick, and we can just take some crazy games.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's host up and see if we can get a game in and open Future Fusion.
Okay, we are back. We got a game here against Guido. You guys seem like you thoroughly know all your play lines and your deck check choices, but the most important question of all, what do you pick in rock, paper, scissors?
I use the RPS generator, but I'd say rock here.
Hydro,
Sure.
do you concur?
Yeah, if Prostorm says rock, we're going rock.
All right, we're going rock.
Oh,
Oh my god.
edit it out.
Should have
edit
used
it
the
out.
generator.
The funny thing is, I think I only lost like 2 die rolls during the whole tournament, or like
Pretty
RPS.
nice.
Oh, this guy's on 50 cards.
Mm.
Wonder
Wild.
what it is. Could be
Something
Sabres.
with not experienced Edison Sabres, so likely if that's what it is, I'm going to have you. Okay.
Ooh. Or it could
What
be
do we
like
think
some
is
nice
going
one.
for? Oh my god.
Ooh. Opening Future Fusion with 50.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
All right. We're in some weird dragon mirror thing, and our opponent has opened the nuts. There's prime material. Red med. Second red med. What, 2 wyverns? Yep.
The heavy storm is gonna come in clutch.
Okay. So this is the kind of game we're having. Guess
Yeah,
what?
I mean,
I think we're
mirrors
gonna win
usually
anyway.
mirrors come down to whoever sees Future Fusion, to be honest.
Well then, I
We
guess
kind of
we're
need-
just gonna have to see it.
We kind of need to see Lightning Vortex. Or we can sit on a drag.
That's
Well, they
true.
don't
We
have
can.
Drago, right?
They didn't send Drago, so fire to ARP start.
Okay. And
We can turn off choose zones.
yes, we can. In the video, there's this dude who kept putting, like, he put his set here, and then he put his first spell here, and this first one here.
Hydra,
can't-
are you
I
thinking
can't
what
get
I'm
over it.
thinking? I'm thinking we can pass, drop Trag, and steal Red Med next turn, or
Oh,
we
that's
run out,
gross.
or we run out the debris now because if they have Drago, we lose.
Well, they don't know we're playing, so maybe they don't drop Drago.
Yeah. Also, like if we drop Trag now, we can't clear the second Red Med, if I'm correct. Yeah.
Well, if we steal
we
red
only have
med, we get to use blue eyes afterwards, right?
Yeah, no, we can't do debris crash because Trag would come at 24, so we can't run over the second Red Med. I think we just gotta pass.
Yeah. I mean, I have faith that they won't have Drago.
Watch us lose.
50 card deck. It's a 50 card deck. One time. No Drago. And what position are we putting it in? Attack or defense?
Defense.
Defense.
Alrighty. So here comes Prime. Do we also lose if he goes clear Vice?
Yep. Ooh,
There's Plague Spreader. Okay.
Let's make a Stardust or a Colossal.
that's fine.
That's
Colossal would be great
There's
because then
Stardust.
we can steal Colossal and kill both Red Meds.
Okay. Are we seeing... Okay. And that means that's their board, so we live. And they're sequenced
Yep.
correctly, which is to our benefit. So here comes the Trag. And hope you enjoyed your little romperoo. How are we getting rid of this Fufu before Five Head comes down? Because we are.
Oh,
Let's
we
see.
can summon our own
Let's draw
Drago.
and see. Yeah.
That's a good card
Ooh,
here. Does that change
that's
anything?
well. The problem is we need to clear the board. Um,
Yeah.
there's a few options, right? Um,
Well, we can go Stealer, Red Mid, uh, Car Destruction for a couple, and then try to find
yeah,
Draco.
Cool.
yeah.
Are we
I'm
doing
thinking
Rejuve before that?
we steal their red med to begin for sure. That's
Okay.
without question. Let's roll with that.
Okay.
I mean, we could also steal the Stardust too, but I feel like that's just worse.
Nah, we don't need that. We're just gonna beat over it. Now,
All
Rejuve
right.
card des? Or do we even play the Rejuve here?
So what do you think, Hydro? Are we playing a Rejuve or do we just need a dig? Because hold up. Actually, if we swing now with Trag and Red Med, we can get over his Red Med. If we card
Yeah.
destruction, then Trag can't kill Stardust, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah, sounds
But we
about
can
right.
also but hold up, but we can also use Red Med to revive the Blue Eyes to kill. No, we fired the card destruction for sure. The question is, do we play the Rejuve or
I'm of the opinion that we play the Rejuve because we'll still have the Blue Eyes regardless. So it really only depends on what
yeah,
that set is.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, here we go.
So I will. I mean, you should play card destruction and chain Rejuve in case they have Solemn for card destruction. But
You have a good point. We are here to
let's
learn.
see. Fire the card destruction,
Take notes,
and
people. You chain
let's
Rejuve to the
pray.
card destruction.
Pray we hit something.
Okay.
Drago would be
They-
really
no.
nice.
If he opens Solemn Future Fusion,
That's kind of dumb. In a 50 card deck, no less.
well. If he Solemn, you can
Oh
always.
my
Oh wow,
god.
he did.
Oh, okay. Well, now we just beat over all
Hold
the
up.
stuff.
Can we? So
But
I
we can
think
still MSE for Rejuve.
yeah. So I'm thinking we MSE for Rejuve, and then we will draw 6 in the end, and then we use Red Med to revive Blue Eyes after we discard it.
Oh,
So at least we kill his.
We only draw 4.
No, we draw 6.
No, we
draw
draw 6.
three times 2. 3 times
We
2.
discarded Red Med for Trigodia.
That's send though. That's sends, not discards.
Oh, it sends. Oh,
Yeah.
sure, I forgot.
Yeah,
So
Oh,
it's a 4.
jeez.
That's fine. That's the only line we have here, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's still a draw 4.
Yeah. So we MSE for Rejuve.
he's also at 45, so he's really
Yeah.
low.
But he's getting a 5 head. Now use the Red Med to bring back Blue Eyes.
Whoa! Oh, never mind. Sorry. I saw something, and then no, we're good.
All right.
We killed their Red Med with Blue Eyes and Stardust with.
Considering they open Future Fusion Solemn, I think we're in a good position.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same.
Yeah,
Like, that
I
is
mean,
your
let's
nut
see
draw,
what-
and now we're going to draw right past it.
Well, the problem is he has a live plague in the grave, which is annoying, and he's getting 5 head.
Mm-hmm.
But we're getting 6,
That's all, right?
4 cards. I mean, yeah, 4 cards.
You're right. Do we play this now, or are we holding it?
Play it. Ooh,
Oh, we
see
got
if-
the
if
heavy,
we play
too.
card destru- And we got the Drago. See if we sequence card destruction Rejuve, we would have hit the Drago, would block the 5 head, would block the plague as well.
Don't quite have
Yeah.
Avarice yet, but this is fine. This feels amazing. Okay, let's just see what they got. So unfortunately, they do get the 5 head. Oh, and the Storm.
Although
Whatever, that doesn't matter. Yeah,
Because then go.
yeah. We
Colossal
needed
Crash.
that card destruction to resolve. So that's why you always chain Rejuve to card destruction, just because of Solemn.
Do you think he wouldn't have Solemn there?
Probably
No,
not,
depends
but
what his
hard
hand
to say. I open nuts.
This guy
50
opened
cards,
really dumb.
Contribution Solemn. If I
So,
were him, I would probably bring back Plague, make Colossal, and get rid of the Red Med.
Yeah, you can clear the board.
yeah.
Yeah.
If he board clears
Oh.
like that, are we going Avarice? Okay. Is that an additional red med? Course.
He's gonna bring back the Stardust probably.
No doubt. And that blocks Heavy Storm.
This is okay.
We can actually kill him if we get Clear Vice attack over 5-hit.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, you're right.
He can't clear a board right now.
Yeah. You
Oh
have to
yeah,
like
he
crash.
can't actually, because
Yeah.
the track's back at a full 3,000.
Yeah. We just need Blue Eyes to run over Stardust, then we can Storm to deal with 5-head. And how much do we have for Avarice right now?
Avarice,
plenty,
we
probably.
have 3, so these both need to die.
No, that's his red med though.
Crashing.
That's the
Oh,
problem.
that's the stolen red med, you're right. Ooh,
All his
that was
red
a
meds
little
are
Ooh.
gone, right? So
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was
he
his
opened
third.
red med too. Okay.
Ooh,
Okay.
ooh,
we
let's
could
see.
take. So
We
we
can-
can take
we could
Stardust
just-
if we draw one.
Oh, hold up. We got this. We run over. Okay, so there's 2 options. We run over Stardust, main phase 2, we Storm, and we summon Drago, lock him out.
Sounds
Second
good.
option is we MSV for Rejuve. That gets Pot of Avarice online.
Is there anything else in
But
grade?
that's
Spell wise?
we get
Um,
Rejuve. But that's riskier. I'd rather go for the guarantee.
Yeah, I mean, that second play is still usable later, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Well, you can't-
Those 2
you
plays
can't
don't
do
involve the
anything
same cards.
He can't do anything with Drago up, right? And then
No,
we have
but
his
no,
Stardust
hear me out.
turn on.
No, you use
Yeah.
Trag to run over Stardust, then you Storm. So 5-head's dead.
Yeah.
And so we have the giant Trag and the Drago. I like that play, and we can still do that.
Yeah. Yeah,
I see
I
part
think
later.
that's better than
Yeah.
than
Then we have to
Yeah,
bank
let's
on
do
what we
that.
draw. So
yeah. Because if we miss on the draw, we just lose.
I just want to say, Trag with Super Rejuve seems kind of insane. Just that, like, we emptied our hand, and then the Trag got big again, because
Yeah.
we just refilled it.
indeed.
Now
Okay.
slap the Drago. And end.
Call it a day.
And pray
This
to
is still
close
great. We
this
still have
thing.
so much gas.
So let's think about what he opened. He had Solemn, Future Fusion, and another red med in hand.
An extra red med and a Sarko for anything he needed, and we're still winning. And not to mention, like, if we draw a white stone at any time, that was a top. He said. What was a top?
Vortex. So
Certainly won't be talking about me. I hope.
I'm just trying to understand how you why you have 50 cards.
So that it's even
Well, he's not
funnier when he
surprised.
draws all the good ones.
I swear if he has Vortex here, he's just drawing a beauty model.
I mean, that's what he means when he says that was the top, right?
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
Oh no! I mean, he still can't like
wow.
summon another
We can
thing.
take our Drago and kill us. Right?
Yeah.
Nope. That's not the
Nope,
plan.
we live.
So it's that
That's
500
fine.
damage there.
Yeah.
Am I doing?
He still has Plague. But he doesn't have check his grave. His prime is
He has
vanished,
the-
so he can't
Oh yeah.
he can
has
he can
nothing.
make armory. Oh,
Okay.
what? Okay.
I'm sorry. What?
Nice. Well, we have a lot
Okay.
of traps in the deck, So
What's instant fusion doing for us here? We just
Nothing. We
going
Avarice.
MSE?
We are firing Avarice. Avarice.
Okay. Right. We got our 5 now. 1, 2, yeah. So boop, 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 boop.
Man, did he top deck Drain Con?
yeah.
That's what I think. That's what he was saying.
So
Okay.
lucky.
Holy moly!
Oh,
There's the
oh,
white stone.
Okay, here we go. Hold up.
Yeah.
Well, you
So
can just
are
kill
we
him, too.
using it
I
with
would-
cards of
I would
consequence
rather-
or?
No,
With
I
instant
think we
fusion.
go instant fusion. Can we kill with Tempest without risking Vader?
Let
Yeah.
me see. Right, it's
We-
500 per discard. So we'll
You
have
get
4
blue
cards
eyes.
left.
You get blue eyes.
You get
Oh,
blue
you get
eyes.
blue
so 1,
eyes
2,
off of the
3,
Synchro Summon.
4. And it's original counter, so that's lethal. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're going Tempest.
Okay, here we go. Is there any sequencing importance with either of these? Doesn't
Just
look
No,
like
like it.
no.
Musician King.
Okay,
Just
here we go.
Musician King. Oh man, this was such a good first game, honestly.
Yeah, this was sick. This was pretty sick. That goes
1, 2,
Yes.
3, 4, 5. Yep.
Tempest. We
That's
Put a counter on
activate
Tempest.
both
Oh,
of
this
these.
is actually 3k.
Holy moly! And so we just discard whole hand, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you only need to discard 4.
Ah, we're getting flashy.
And then remove them all.
You know that's how I wanted to kill opponent. You know that's my favorite way.
Calculated.
Combo burn. What the heck is going on here? What is
Looks like
this?
Dark
Norlaris Dragons DPE? What
Yeah,
is this
DPE.
deck?
All right. So, I think we cut Storm and Trinate,
Sure thing. I mean, if they're playing Jinzo, right, I don't think they have any back row whatsoever.
and we bring in both Dragos.
Sounds about right. So, Drago in the
I
mirror,
like-
how do you handle it?
With your own Drago.
You can
Vortex.
also Vortex.
I would probably cut Prime. You don't need Prime in this matchup.
Seems pretty
Three.
decent. We're just trying to make a board and then slam a Drago so they can't make a board back.
Yeah, I mean, you can also just pressure with Drago and you can't do anything. Trex
Sweet.
is okay. I don't think he would have
Treacherous?
Crow, right?
I don't know, he has 55 cards, so he might be main decking them.
We did see Jinzo. He does have the out.
I'd imagine.
Yeah, I was just thinking how good Gores is, because Treg just gets bodied by Drago. Usually I side like Treg and Gores out.
Interesting. I find this cards to be really important in most matchups, but I guess
I mean,
this matchup is a little different.
Treg saved us that game for sure. Like, think about it. This guy opened Future Fusion, 2 red meds, and a Solemn, and
I
still
just got
lost.
solid by a track.
Yeah. A card
Let's
basically
just
handle
roll
the
with
whole
it.
thing.
Let's just roll with this, I think.
Alright. Yeah. I'd say if anything also maybe take out the Gores over the track just because the track has more potential to get big.
Yeah.
You could say that the Gores
Well-
token makes
well,
level
just,
8s, but
Oh, you can also steal stuff with.
Steal
Treg.
stuff
yeah,
with
that
Treg
too.
is
It
one
just does
thing.
more. Oh,
Ooh,
jeez.
this is not a good hand.
Yeah, so
Wait.
something I've noticed in my games, right? Like, you could use card destruction to fix this hand, but if you do that, you will then draw all the bricky dragons that are designed to be discarded
Yeah.
with these cards.
we just pass here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just pass.
Alrighty.
If we had another dragon, I'd say summon Drago. But
Of
Yeah.
course, yeah. But we don't, because this is what this deck is like sometimes. You've told me
But most
off
of the
camera
times
already.
you
It's a
most
calculated
of the times
risk.
you have a brick, then you can draw all of it within a turn or two.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably worried about the Treg right now.
You're like, man, this guy got Gores. Can't
What?
deal.
What?
What?
Oh, I think I actually played against this guy before because he was on dragons and I saw a giant germ and then I was like, what is this?
What the hell? So,
we
I
need
guess
another
this is
deck.
just like, oh,
Oh, see what I mean about
okay, it's
uncertain?
our turn now.
So we just win.
So what do we send? What do we send when we don't have Wyvern in our deck? Because I was wondering this
Oh.
before when I was playing the original list.
All the stones. Send all the stones, because that fuels card destruction.
Oh my god. Okay, here we
Yeah.
go.
It's like a
There you
+3. Here we go.
Then you can send Clear Vice and something else.
No.
Can't show him the spice.
I mean, he already lost to the spice.
Eh,
3. Send a clear vice.
I'm of the take that are we about to Avarice right away?
Yeah, but just send a clear vice.
Ah,
And one of the Dragos.
one of the Dragos. That's smart. I was just thinking we don't want to show him anything that he hasn't already seen before. And then
And get the three blue eyes. So we
This
card
is
destruction here
goofy.
first. Because you don't want to Avarice and then draw the bricks again. Like, if you look at the deck now, after adding the blue eyes, it's all gas.
absolutely.
So,
Yeah, we just dumped like
So we set
we got,
Avarice?
we got rid of 8 dragons. So
Nuts.
set the Avarice.
Do we
Probably
want to set Vortex
Hydro.
even?
I don't think we set Vortex.
Yeah, we don't.
Hydro, do you set cards with consonants here? Because we still have all the tuners, but we can throw it away as well. We can also set the second Avarice as well.
Yeah, I'd rather
I was
set
thinking
second
set the second
Avarice.
Avarice. I don't think we need this
Yeah,
so bad.
set the, and we card
Here
destruction
we go.
for 6.
This is goofy. I don't know how I didn't figure this out on my own before. Public service announcement to anyone watching. If you type slash
Ooh.
and then discard hand, all one word, and then you type slash and then draw, and then you type a number, all one thing, you don't have to click the deck over and over again. It's great. It's fantastic. Y'all should be doing it.
Okay. So I think we Avarice here first.
All right. And what are we putting back here? I'm quite curious. Do we put back any
2
stones?
stones.
We can do
2
3
stones and no, I want 2 because I was thinking you can debris back 1 stone.
Oh yeah. Well,
And then 3 blue eyes.
because we have trade in and
Mhm.
cards too.
Yeah. I don't want to consonance the debris yet because
Yeah, we
can
want to
just
get
go-
another
yeah.
summon.
Yeah. I mean, if
Yeah.
we can do it off the stone with the trade-in and make, that little ladder, I don't know why we wouldn't do it. Seems like he's got no response to this.
yeah, if we draw instant fusion here, it's game probably.
Oh, for sure.
Let's see.
Okay, we did draw Super Rejuve, so we're going to draw everything we need with time.
Yeah. Did you count how many we discarded earlier?
We
Earlier?
discarded 4.
We discarded, yeah.
4. Yeah. So I know Hydro likes to consonants here, but I kind of like just debris, red med, bring back a Drago.
Yeah, I kind of like that too, especially with the drum on the field.
Just because if we don't draw a level like a dragon to summon, we kind of end the turn without a board. What do you think, Hydro? That's like my personal opinion.
So you're saying you want to summon the Drago?
No, I want to summon the
Oh.
debris.
Oh,
Go debris, banish the stone for red med, bring back the Drago, and just get
Yeah.
in.
yeah. I mean, we're drawing 4 already.
Yeah, we're drawing a lot, so
We can
Yeah, we're
even
gonna regas.
we can even do MSC for Juve and then get
yeah,
even
get
more.
rid of the gores. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
Okay.
let's summon the debris first.
yeah.
Here we go. And so, to clarify, right, Rejuve doesn't count sends for synchro summons. I guess that's not relevant
No.
here, but I am curious. And so we're banishing
Pretty crazy.
Red Med Drago. Or do we want to discard with MSC and then summon it off of from graveyard?
You already have a Drago in the graveyard, so
Oh,
banish
well, that's easy.
stone.
One
Use
in
red med
grave.
to get the. There's one in a grave.
Right.
And now, I would even just activate the Super Rejuve now, in case the set's a morphing jar. Like, there's no point in holding it.
Yeah, you can do MSC right now too, right? And then you
Yeah,
just add
MSC.
discard, like you can do a discard card or and gores. Or,
I would probably do Drago and Gores.
I'm thinking the same, because we'll probably draw white stones and
And then we can
Realize.
set both of
we're
the
gonna
draw
draw
spells.
10. You just add one more. Yeah.
it's
It's only one.
And do we attack?
And then set both the spells. Set both spells in case it's a morphing jar.
That is true. Here we go.
Red
we want
med
to start
first.
with Red Med on Giant Germ.
Wait.
Oh,
If the set is a 2000 defense, we get bodied. So I'll do Drago over Germ.
good point.
And then we take 500.
Yeah, that is not negated by Drago. And now we'll do this. Beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful. It was just double
We
Germ.
take another 500.
And they can't even Gores or Trag here.
Yeah. And then end phase we draw 5.
We draw 10. We did 2 Rejuves.
10, yeah.
Here's something I was really wondering about that you could probably enlighten me on, but what are we supposed to be like what's our priority order of discarding
Yeah.
when we do like the mega rejuve hand and we need to get rid of like 6 cards? What do you want to keep
Yeah.
in that hand of 6 cards at the end?
Played Rejuve.
Well, we have to consider if they have card destruction, but
Ooh, that's a good call.
Well, it seems we've already
That's fine.
not.
Yeah.
because
I
if
forgot about that.
they have card destruction, then we just lose.
No, we're gonna go
No,
down to
we
7
don't
cards
lose.
here, and we discard
Yeah.
down to 6, so we'll have
Then we
one
stop.
turn left.
Yeah.
So we'll be fine. Now, what are we discarding here? What do we want to keep in the hand, and why?
It's easier to think about what to keep in hand. So
That's
I'd
what I always
say
thought.
Instant Fusion, Vortex, Red Med.
Magical Stone.
Get rid of the
No, you wanna
MSC.
keep stone.
Okay.
Get rid of Flambeau Guard.
It's pretty much mostly the monsters you just want to get rid of,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
because then you can just pot Avarice whatever back,
Yeah.
and then
Get rid of the Blue Eyes. Yeah.
And
get rid of a trade in.
do we want to show off the upstarts?
Get rid of one upstart. Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. There we go. And reveal. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we already revealed by discarding, so it's just no.
That don't matter.
Oi.
Yeah. Because you already reveal and then you discard, so it's whatever.
So what could old Guido still have to stop us in this position?
Does he have
Vortex.
Polaris engraved? Because he's on fan of chaos.
No, he doesn't have anyone Irish. But
Maybe he
apparently
does.
he's got reinforcement of the
Greffer.
army.
Greffer.
I mean, he needs.
Oh
he
yeah, you
needs
can't do
Vortex.
that. You can't even do that. You can't Greffer then. You have to like
Yeah,
clear the
'cause you have
Dragos. Like
1/7.
you need like Greffer, Book of Moon, Fan of Chaos, which he doesn't appear to have. Something out Drago and then Fan. of
Well, he's
Chaos.
just not going to have that. It's simple.
Yeah.
Okay? There's
Yeah,
Armageddon
this
Knight.
is all fine.
Necro Gardener. I don't know.
Necro
Well,
Garden
there's-
is just delaying the inevitable. Okay, there's
Okay.
Dasher. What's this dude doing?
Well, we kind of get bodied by Mirror Force, to be honest, because we sided out Prime.
Yes, we did. We sided out Prime and our sweepers, so we need to be able to make like 2 full boards of dragons.
That's
But-
fine. We have Instant Fusion.
Well,
Yeah.
you can just spin it back. You can just spin his back row.
Yeah, I mean, we can also go Red Med, Special the Flambeau Guard, Instant Fusion from Mariner, Ryo,
Yeah.
Bounce, and that's all.
Guys, check it out. He thinks he's gonna live for 2 turns.
Well, that's kind of annoying. Let's just draw and see.
So
Well, we
we
saw a
get the,
pot set, right?
We have Avarice, yeah.
We have an Avarice.
So
Are we
can get stuff
ripping
back.
it now?
So I would rather make Bryo first and see what
Yeah.
happens.
Okay.
So use the Red Med to Special Flambeau Guard.
Oh, it gets around. That's smart.
You could we could tribute summon for drag if we want to.
Nah, there's no point. Let's just make this and bounces to back row.
Yeah.
Ask if it's okay.
What are we making Bryo with here?
Instant Fusion.
Oh, you're right.
For
Right,
Mariner.
because that's what the Mariner's for.
Indeed. And that's what guard's for, because if you just had Whitestone, then you can't summon under Drago.
I gotta say, guys, I'm absolutely amazed by like everything. We've done like at least 6 different things I've never thought of.
Yeah, this
I
this
am-
deck has like a weird learning
fun
curve.
deck.
Like even Prostorm says like you're kind of like surprised by like some things that come up.
And here we go, just like we were talking about before, it's time for
Yeah.
that Prio Bryo. So we're hitting one of the sets first.
Yeah, you can
Well, I
hit
think we
both
hit
of them.
both. Hit both.
You can do both at
Send,
once.
um,
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
that's gross.
I
Yeah,
would send
upstart and
just-
what?
Upstart and try. Okay, it's basically over.
That's. Do you want to just send the Armageddon Knight? Just make sure it's lethal.
Yeah, send the Arma and then
Yeah,
it's
he's-
lethal.
He's dead.
Yeah. And get in there for.
So I mean, we played against a weird deck, but I mean,
I mean,
it didn't matter what he was
clearly
doing, right?
demonstrated like everything this deck can do in some. This was some amazing lines. That was awesome.
Yeah.
What's he got to say? Think it's nice? Think it's salty? Interesting drag deck.
Yeah, same. Same to you. Cool.
All right.
Man,
So-
that game one was really impressive.
That
We
everything
came
was really
back from
impressive.
install.
Yeah, we fought through a lot there, I guess.
Yeah, I think this deck
Good
has
stuff,
clearly
good showcase.
demonstrated itself to be like one of the best decks in Edison right now in the right hands, and it's been a pleasure playing it with the right hands. So thank you guys so much for coming on.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Do you guys
No
want
worries,
to
I'm
shout anyone out, say any acknowledgments, anything like that?
Yeah, I got a few to shout out to Prostorm for being a good testing partner and playing the deck with me. And so we learned a lot of things and figured out everything pretty well. And then shout out to the Ring of Destruction guys just for helping out, because like you wouldn't think like having a team would be too useful, because like, but it really is.
Oh, it's huge.
There's a lot of pros to it. Yeah. So
Prostorm, you got anyone?
Yeah, no, not really. Shout out Team Ring of Destruction, best team in Edison. Shout out to Hydropump. He has a channel as well. Go check it out. We'll probably do maybe a river review or something later this week. And
Absolutely.
yeah, shout out to all the Dragon Duelists, Dragon's best deck.
Yeah, Dragon's Best Deck. I'll put a link to that in the description for now. I hope you all like, comment, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you're looking for more top tier Edison content, let me know in the comments. But for now, I hope you all have a great day.